You're not supposed to quit when you retire. You're supposed to keep going.
I think it is a changing perception. I think a few years ago, we may have discounted people who retired sooner than we do now. They can be a vital part of the workforce, and maybe I think that because I'm getting older and not that far from retirement myself. But as I talk to some of my friends, I know they are looking at what they do next.
You know, the house, as it ages, you know, has the need for the new roof or the new furnace or whatever. And many of these people that have been there for decades now really need that grab bar in the bathroom or a new set of front steps.
It's very important that they stay at home. It gives them a sense of independence and a sense of stability by leaving them at home comfortable. They're a lot more comfortable. I personally think they live a lot longer. I think they're a lot happier. I think sometimes depression is a lot less than if they have to go into a facility.
I started Renovations for Life 5 years ago, specifically to meet the needs of those in the community with physical challenges, including older people. And one of our primary goals was to allow these folks to stay in their residences as long as they want.
We want the elderly to be physically active, mentally challenged, get them to the universities or to the community centers. They have to have reliable transportation to get there.
And until we really wrestle with that, we're not a community-friendly community for anybody.
I think one of the main areas that we still kind of lack a little is definitely being handicapped accessible with the different kind of buildings and locations that we have here in Central Indiana. We could probably work on that a little bit more.
And we need to educate and have our aging population in wellness programs that emphasize physical activity, social networking, all of those things that give us life and quality of life at every age.
And another big thing that I think we ought to pay more attention to is more intergenerational kinds of activities, where you match, young folks with seniors in a variety of venues where they can both benefit.
I hope that there is a greater overall sensitivity to the needs of those who have physical challenges, including our older neighbors, our elder neighbors.
Having seniors living in my neighborhood is a great thing for my kids. It's a great thing for me. They provide wisdom, they provide stability, and they're usually the kind of folks that are really wanting to reach out to make the community that you live in the most interactive and the most personable that it can be.
I've lived in my home for 37 years. I never knew CICOA existed. There needs to be more education to let the elderly people, especially in the Fountain Square area and the lower income areas, to know that there is an organization out there that can help the elderly stay in their home.
From my vantage point, CICOA has, through the years, has been an outstanding advocate, again, both on the local as well as the state level, in looking at the needs of the elderly, for advocating for their independence, advocating the need for increased funding, advocating for their need for public transportation.
A lot of people don't realize that we all get old, and as you get older, you can't do all the things you used to do. You're forgetful. And we may not even sometimes say something that don't make no sense, but they're going to be old, and everybody, if the Lord's willing and it's their time, we're all going to be old.
When I first met Dwayne Etienne 35 years ago, I knew I had met a man that had a passion and a purpose, and it was for the aging population. I am just so proud of what CICOA has accomplished in 35 years, and I have no doubt that you're not going to let your foot off that pedal that, and with my generation entering in great numbers, we're going to make sure you don't.